Alright, this will be my last video on BLM because this will probably be the last time they'll be relevant up until November. Let's just say what I have to say. First of all, I'm furiously serious and seriously furious that a movement of degenerates has decided to protect and defend and claim to be for me. Third, I'm upset. I'm upset. When I'm dancing like this, I'm upset. Why am I upset? Why did I have to do an upset jig? Because this movement is retarded. It is for retards. Hashtag BLM. Hashtag retarded. Hashtag stupid ass motherfuckers. Hashtag step. Hashtag set trip. But, hashtag I'm not about violence. I grew up in a generation that's not about violence. So for y'all motherfuckers to play games, here's the thing. Here's my thing. I'm not about violence. I'm not a violent person, but I am an angry person, and violence is second nature to anger. But I'm a good person first. And there's a reason I always value that so much. Because I can get angry at any minute, for any time, for any reason. I don't need a reason to be furiously serious or seriously furious sometimes. I wake up out of bed like that. But in this world, in this day and age we live in, is it any surprise that I, a mixed black brother, who is told by BLM that I am not important enough to defend, but also told by white people that I don't get an opinion on whether or not I get defended in this time. Whew. Is it hard not to stoop to that second level of anger? It is hard. But again, an intellectual never really values violence, so I don't value the violent part of my soul. I do not. I do not value that part of my soul. In fact, I work every day to displace that part of my soul. Until I see niggas acting niggly. Until I see niggers who tag a building up the street from me. Until I see niggers who come to Denver to loot and riot and steal shit. That is when I turn up my violent side and I shout set trip and start knocking motherfuckers out. Because ask that fool who fled back to LA about me. Ask him how it felt. Ask him how it felt watching a fake ass faint just so he could get faked on like that. Ask him how it felt. Because that fool was scared after that. He didn't want to come back. All I had was coffee, sugar, cream. So like, I had sugar and cream. I didn't have my coffee no more. The fool kicked that. But ask him how it felt if you in LA. If you see that famous fighter who looked like ugly J. Cole, ask him how it felt when a black man fainted to the ground, broke open his own leg just to fucking power blast his nuts off. Ask him how it felt, set trip. But I will kill you if you attack me. That's it. Don't attack me. I don't know why BLM thinks they're an important movement. I'm getting too old. I got too many problems with my own health to even play games with these hands. These hands will drop you. These hands will send a motherfucker so far back in time that a motherfucker's mama will wish she had an abortion because you will be shoved back up in there. That's how hard I will hit you. I will hit you that hard your mama wish she aborted you. I'ma just tell you right now, I'm gonna hit you so hard that your children in the future, that your grandchildren's grandchildren will suddenly be sitting in class crying because they felt it. I will hit you so hard I will displace the universe. I'm done. Ask the fool from LA. Ask him. Ask him how his nuts is doing. I'm for real. Ask him how his nuts is doing. I want to know. Because I bet you he ain't having no babies. I bet you that he had a busted open nutsack. But for real, ask the fool from LA. I don't play games. I fainted a fake ass hit to the jaw, and I'm still good. But, here's my point. I have a violent part of my soul. Not a lot of us do in this generation. But those of us who is acting fake violent, you only act violent until someone who is capable of real violence is in front of you. If you don't know what Carl Jung psychology is, Carl Jungianism, like, I love it. It's the best. It's actually how I've worked with my darker, more violent part of myself to gain control of that part of myself, to understand that part of myself. It's where I watch that movie Joker and it's a little disturbing, I find. I'm like, damn, someone could really go through that, though, if they have the wrong soul. Someone could really go through all that if they're just in the wrong spot and got the wrong soul. They could really take everything Arthur took from his story. And to me, that's crazy. That's 300% crazy that you could really take that from life. Not a movie, from life. So outside a set trip, but here's my thing. I have a piece of me that would welcome you to come into my home violently and try to steal from me. But it's the same part of me that will put my thumbs through your eyes. It's a bit much, it's a bit graphic, and this one ain't for the kiddos. So I just want y'all to know that when it comes to BLM, those are my thoughts. Put the cowards down where they stand. I asked this in a video prior, but I'm gonna ask again. How many of my brothers and sisters want something better and want freedom? Put your hands up. How many of y'all want the status quo to stay the same and want to be these hood rats tearing down statues? Raise your hand. All of y'all who didn't raise your hand to be in hood rats and want to destroy statues and want to destroy America and white families and white people, you need to turn on your brother and you need to kill them now. That's what happened. And I'm not saying actually do it. That's a quote. That is a quote from a book. It was a character explaining to a bunch of slaves. Actually, it's a quote from a book, but it actually is a historical reference to a slave referenced the other slaves and asked, who wants to be free? Who wants to be free? Who wants to stay on the plantation? Now, everyone who wanted to be free, you need to turn and kill the people who wanted to stay on the plantation. Now, he meant it. Today's day and age, we got way better ways than killing y'all. We can socially ostracize you. What does that mean? We'll just start reporting you on Facebook, YouTube, all your social media accounts, because y'all say some mean, ugly shit. And if they're using bots like they say they are, eventually they'll just catch you. Eventually, they'll just fucking hang you too. Because a bot's a bot's a bot's a bot. But I found out that they don't use bots. They do have a moderation team. They just say it's a bot. That's a pretty cool tip-off. But we can definitely do the social isolation back to them. That is a huge part of the socialist agenda, is social isolation. If they could socially isolate 3 million far right-leaning individuals, they would make us feel totally cut off and alone on social media, which is not the case. Because then we go outside and we're like, oh, well, I'm not alone. But they didn't realize the other half of it was like, oh, well, far right doesn't really need social media to communicate like the left does. It's interesting, news media, social media, and then the left prefers both of those things. Weird, but it's because it's media. The left loves media, loves all forms of media. That's why they're really pissed that they can't get more leftists into video games and that it's getting more and more exclusive for them to get in. And I'm like, this is great. No one wants leftists because y'all are too loud. But no, BLM really does not need to be you know what? Those people who dox should be doxed. I'm normally against doxing. I would normally agree with the fact that it is a crime. But when someone's doing it to 8 people, maybe we should put their address out there so one of those 8 people can call the police. I'm not saying that you can gray hat your way out of every situation, but sometimes a black hat can do a gray hat, or a white hat can do a gray hat. Not everything is black and white, and so maybe not everything should be left as such either. That's my thought. Oh, that probably pissed BLM off. Everything's black, nigga! But you know what? I'm real sick of it. I'm real sick of these fools. I'm real sick of these losers thinking that I gotta be nice because we got blood, we got a skin type. You know who says by blood, by skin? Nazis. You're fucking Nazis, black people. I'm signing out here. But I'm still furiously serious and seriously furious. Don't ever forget that, y'all.